Welcome, boils and feral ghouls, to the first episode of Let's Build a Settlement here at Tenpines Bluff, 20 Pines Bluff, Twin Pines Mall? I don't know. Yeah, we're going to be building a nice little hunky-dunky settlement here with, I don't know, no mods basically. Maybe 99% mod-free. No, don't click off yet. I swear it's going to be mostly mod-free. We are not going to be using any extra building materials, nothing. You can see everything is basically stock except for maybe some of this stuff is a little wonky. That's because I took out all my mods and thought I disabled everything, but a few things are kind of here, and I'm not even sure I have everything that is normally vanilla, but we're going to do the best that we can. So really the only mods that I'm going to be using is this here, Workshop Plus, so that I can fly around. That's just to keep things moving smoothly. And lastly, a cheap mod that gives me unlimited building materials so that I don't have to stop the video every 10 seconds to go find screws and adhesive, because we all know how annoying that can be. But as you can see, I cannot go outside the borders. Nothing is extended. We don't have any extra building materials. This is going to be basically all vanilla, and I am terrified because I haven't done a build like this in a very, very long time. So as far as like any cheating goes, the only thing I'm going to be using, besides what I've already said before, is the ability to place things anywhere, and I'm not going to put anything like up in the sky, like build any like mansions or anything like that. It's just so that I can put things without having to worry about, you know, interference and getting that stupid red glow around them where you can't place items. And that's... Ooh, missed one. Simply because you can actually do that with the vanilla game without mods. Using something like a mat, etc. You can basically place items anywhere. It is a glitch that you don't need to mod your game in order to do. So, because you can do that without modding your game, I'm going to use that in order to basically play my game here. So yeah, like I said, I think I am missing some stuff here and there, and you guys and gals can tell me. I know I moved all this stuff out of here right now. I gotta put most of it back. You tell me if you see stuff missing. Like I could have sworn there were like really tall walls. I don't know if that was part of a mod or not, but I'm working with just some basic stuff here. So if that is the case, if I'm actually missing some stuff, we will be probably adding at least USO back into this so that I can get some of that stuff back, but I will try not to use any of the specialty stuff in USO. Because like I said, this is supposed to be a no mods build. This was my challenge, and this is what I'm basically going to try and stick to. And I think that's where I want my entryway to be. I do kind of want it to be over a little bit further, but our ground kind of goes up a little too high there and not there, so we'll just kind of deal with what we got. Okay, so first things first, we're going to put a fence around this bad mamma jamma. Yes, I am still using that term. I was using it in the last video series that I was building. That was at the Far Harbor Visitors Center. So I'm going to be careful here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need to go directly all the way to the border. Let's go ahead and put that guy there. Alright. So if you've never built in Fallout 4 before, welcome, first of all. I'm just going to tap that guy down I know, a little bit of cheating here. Walls are basically useless. 110% useless. They serve no purpose whatsoever other than the fact that they look really cool. You can put as many walls up as you want, but it's not really going to keep out the bad dudes because they can just come walking in the gate. Obviously, you're going to want to put like turrets and stuff around. But there's also usually spawn points within your settlement, and so it doesn't matter how many walls you put out there surrounding the whole thing. If they want to get in, they just use the spawn point, and boom, they are there. So yeah, don't use them expecting it to keep you 100% safe. That is not going to be the case. But they look really cool, so I usually like to use them a lot. My next tip to you folks is save often. I'm still going through some computer problems here myself, so I'm going to be saving very, very often in order to try and minimize casualties when it comes to... Oof, that was way off. Game files. We don't want any dead games, etc. That works. Okay. So, notice here that I'm using some regular standard wall. You can do that too. Get a little creative. You don't necessarily have to use nothing but the junk walls. I like using this kind of stuff too every once in a while. Just for something a little different and, I mean, go nuts with it. Like, doesn't matter. Okay, yeah, so what? It's got a little section or roof to it. Who cares? We might even actually be building a walkway up here anyway, so that might come in handy later on. But we'll figure that out as we zip along through this. So like stuff like this I know is like a leftover of modding. I'm not going to use that and I can't get rid of it. Same thing with like a lot of these corners. I think only a few of them are vanilla. So my apologies that they are there. There's not much I can do about them being there. But I will not be using them. So I'm just going to try and keep this, like I said, as vanilla as possible. And of course our wall isn't too tall. We'll be adding some extra layers to that in a little bit. Right now I'm just trying to get some different stuff here, different textures. There we go. Let's put some, let's get metal. Get heavy metal. Nice. And yeah, we got some holes. Who cares? It's going to happen. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. We're just going to fill that in later on with some more wall sections, partials, etc. I like that guy. Yeah, I really like that one. That one's pretty cool. Same thing with this one. It doesn't really matter the fact that it's got like a little bit of a roof section to it. We're going to use it anyway and go on from there. Alright, let's throw... I'm going to use concrete maybe later. Actually, we're going to come into here. Now, here's the problem with these guys is for whatever reason, Bethesda decided that they're not going to snap into each other. I know they're different. Like this is warehouse slash barn versus the wood and the metal, but even still, like, come on, really? You couldn't make those guys just like snap into each other? Let's use that guy there. And we're gonna take that little section out. Haven't decided if I'm going to keep these guys here. I'm also using a scrapping mod that allowed me to clean up this entire site, got rid of all the trees, everything, including twigs and stuff. And that's simply so that we have a nice, clean palette to work with. That's, you know, borderline cheating there. There's a way to make some different shaped walls there. Is to stack a couple of half guys on top of each other. Not a lot of people think of doing that. And, alright, now we're going to have to make a turn there. But anyway, yeah, the scrapping mod's going to give me a little bit of an advantage that some of you folks might not happen. So let's go into some barn walls. And again, I'm trying my hardest to keep this as vanilla as possible. Yeah, that's pretty funky. Now I can turn off my timing, which I might end up doing. Again, that's not really going to help me cheat too much other than allows me to build a little easier. But we are coming up to quite a dilly of a pickle. I'll have to see if I can actually sneak the wall past here, because I think I want to try and keep this building and just simply do a repair to it. And so I was saying before about filling in some of the gaps in here, because I'm just noticing that one. We're actually going to come in here and we can do something like that. So now that's all filled in, and probably at some point, because this is a corner, I will build some sort of guard tower-esque type thing there. Ooh, see some bad guys down there. But they're going to stay down there. They won't bug us. Alright, let's see. What else do we got? So stuff like this, I have no idea if this is still vanilla. I don't remember. It's been so long since I built without mods that I don't remember what exactly is and isn't. I do know that like I'm missing like the vault stuff, which I could have sworn you could always build that up here and above, but I could be wrong. So again, if I am missing stuff, please do let me know, and I will add USO at some point to try and fix that. And again, like I said, when it comes to USO, I'm going to not use any of the specialty stuff as best I can. Okay, that's good enough. Get this guy in here. We're going to worry about the upper layers later on. This one's got some holes in it. Do I really want to use that? Because I don't really have any patching stuff I can do now. So, you know what, let's just throw this guy in here. And zip on down this way. Throw this guy in here. Excellent. Looks like we're just going to sneak in on that border line. And you know, I'm going to turn off that exit just so that it can keep going while I am here. Alright, so let's see. Just to keep things interesting, we'll keep switching around on our walls here. Yeah, give me that guy. Excellent. I just want to get to the other side here, and then we're going to jump into our junk walls and try to curve this back over that way and then continue on. We're like right on the line any further out that way, and it wouldn't let us build, so where am I going? Back over here. Fences, junk fence. We don't need another doorway, we just need some fence. We're gonna stick that guy over here. And you can see later on when we start adding some of the upper layers, that's what we're gonna go for, is a height somewhere about there. Just heard a race car pass by. I live very close to a racetrack, and it is a very busy weekend this weekend at the track, and so everybody with their Porsches and Ferraris and Lambos, etc. have been zipping on past my domicile here. I think I used that word correctly. And let's go ahead and do... Once again, I'm not too concerned about being right directly on the border. It's just getting my angles correct. Because I gotta have a nice straight line more or less going that way. And these do not snap. I don't remember them ever snapping in the vanilla game. That was one of the things about USO that I liked, is that you could get these to snap together and make your life a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and do a save here. Yeah, we'll do a new one. All right. Now, one little thing I am going to do is I'm just going to give us more daylight. I probably should have started this in the morning, but I didn't do that, so we're just going to fix that real quick. And again, this is not cheating in any kind of way that makes the vanilla game, you know, against the vanilla game or whatever, I don't know. It's just for your benefit, for your viewing benefit, so you don't watch me build in the dark and be like, what the heck is this guy doing? I can't see anything. Alright. Now, what's we got? Let's throw one of these chunkies. These chunky punkies in here. So that's one of the other terrible things about the vanilla game, is that these things can't get all that close to each other. So I am kind of cheating in that sense a little bit, just to make these look pretty. But again, as I said in the beginning, the walls are basically useless. They don't do anything other than just looking cool. No, we don't need any doors. That one looks a lot like the other one. Slightly different, so we're not going to use that to this guy here. And that's the other thing too, is that with these walls, like, this is what you would get in the vanilla game, where they would have all these gaps under them. So I am cheating in that sense, that we are just making them look better. And again, like I said, that is something you can do with the vanilla game. You can glitch to get... Oh, that is crooked. Who cares? Let's just do that. Anyway, you can use like the mats, the welcome mats, in order to kind of glitch this stuff in place. Alright, let's go back and let's use some barn walls. I haven't really used much of the barn yet. So let's go ahead and throw some of these in place. That guy's decent. Too many holes, big holes. We don't really want any windows. There we go. Use some half walls here. Kind of give us something a little different. If we're going up or down, that could actually come in handy. Same thing with that, so we might be using some of these at some point. So let's put this like that. I'll put that guy like that. Let's see, how does that look? Yeah. Baltic calling. I don't know how that happened, but okay. Did I turn that off? Oh, it's because I'm on a new character, so all the DLC stuff is starting to kick in. So just ignore it. Alright, onward. You know what? Oh, really? You're not going to snap to that? Okay, let's try. We get you to snap. There we go. Okay, so we do that there. Nice. Now we got a little symmetry going on there. Alright, so now we actually have a hill to climb here. So that's where this is going to come in handy, if we can get it to not do the corner thing here. Really? 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 Let's see. What can I use here? Let's try that. If we can make this work. Just really wants to... Okay, that works, but it won't stack. We can do that. Nice. That actually... No, okay, that is. It's just the way the thing is shaped there. Okay. So now that we've done that, let's go plug in... You know what? Let's plug in something completely different. Yeah, let's go for one of these dudes. Boom. Yeah, I kind of like that. Alright, let's see how that looks from the outside. Nice. Loving it. Yeah, because you're just basically wandering the wasteland, zipping around, trying to find all this stuff to help you build a wall. So, of course, everything's going to be kind of a mishmash. There, let's get this guy. Now, see, I want one to go turn, but of course now it won't. So, let's see. Try one of these. Oh, of course now it's not gonna... Oh, there we go. That could work. Then we'll see if we can get going back that way. That might be a little hard. Let's see. Let's see, that's gonna want to go the other way. So, to fix this kind of stuff, I'm gonna just plop that in there. And so what you would normally do, what I would normally do anyway, is put in a couple of floor pieces, right? And we'll get rid of that guy. And we'll put this one here. And actually, that's going to put our walls backwards now that I'm thinking about it. So, we can... Oh no, that's still going to... Because I had this in the way. Hang on. It's been so long since I've tried to build all vanilla-like, so it's going to take me a little getting used to. That there. That there. And take this guy and go there. And that's how you'd make an outside corner like that. We're going to have to probably do a couple of little zigzags because of how far over we're going to have to go, unless I do come over and then go up that way so that we don't have 10 billion of these. So maybe we'll do that. So we will take this guy out for a moment. We'll put this here. And we'll do the same thing here. Up. And plop. There we go. And then I think I did that wrong again. Yeah, hang on. There we go. Now we can get that guy out of the way. And we'll just throw a regular... Yeah, this guy here. So we'll lock him in like that. Perfect. And we'll take that one. He can go in there. Excelente. We'll take out that little section of stone wall because it's kind of mucking things up. And so there you go. That's how you'd make your little turns there. And again, I didn't use any cheating in order to do that. That is actually how you can build that kind of stuff. Doing exactly what I just did there. Let's throw that piece in there. I kind of like that. That's kind of neat. And, oh, no, you're flat. So, let's get a flat piece. Something flat. No, not the window piece. There we go. Boom. So now we've got our wall going that way, and then we're going to continue going that way. And of course, we're going to run into that little section of wall, so we're going to have to get rid of, whoops, that one. We'll leave that one. And as you can see, we're actually cutting off quite a bit of land there, but no big deal. Alright. Let's go back into regular metal walls. And let's get some of these. Oh, that's right, these aren't going to snap, so I'm going to have to... Or do I want to use something that already angles up? I think we're going to do that instead. And that'll actually make our lives a little bit easier. Let's go back in here. First, actually, let's do a quick save. Save. Yeah, we'll overwrite that one. Who cares? Okay, whoops-a-doodle. Back into it. And we're going up. Going up. Really? And we might have to use our cheating again. I really hate that that happens. Let's try... What do I want to try? Everything wants to kind of do that, but I want to go upward. Do that. So let's do this first. Put that there. And... Alright, so that kind of gives us a somewhat angle up. Of course, that doesn't want to connect to it, which makes no sense, because, I mean, they're like the same thing with the same angle there. Figured that would just be like, yeah, let's just go. But it doesn't want to do that. And then, of course, it goes to snap to its little friend there who wants to do that. A lot of time wasted doing this kind of stuff. Kind of annoying. But that works. We'll just end up adding some extra layers up here, I suppose. Let me see. There we go. That's kind of what I was thinking. Of course, you're not going to snap to that, but that will. That's going to be too tall. So we'll leave that for now. And I'm going to put... No, I don't want to turn. Technically, we probably should, but I don't want to yet. Alright, so yeah, we're going to have to do some glitchies again. Alright, so let's get a floor piece. Stick that guy there. There. We can do that. We can take this dude. Put it there. Make for a very tall section of wall. Do I want it that tall? I mean, either way, it's going to end up being that tall, so... Alright, never mind. We'll just leave it. And... back into... Now that we're here, now we can put some regular metal walls in. And, of course, they're not going to snap to each other, but... You do that same trick. Ooh, we're getting really close to that corner. I wonder if I can still make this happen. And... Perfect. And we can do something like this. Nice! Then, following that, move these guys here. And put that dude there. Then, we'll come in. Bang! Nice. Alright. We can store those because we don't need them just yet. We got a little ziggy-zaggy thing going on here, but that's okay. We will make it work. Oh, and you're not going to snap to that because you want to be difficult. Probably have to put that floor piece back in, or a floor piece. So, you know what? Just throw in, you know. Really? Well, that's annoying. Huh. Alright, we'll fix that later. In the meantime, actually I probably still need that floor piece. Dum-dum. We'll put that back in there, and that one, because now we gotta go downward. And you know what? Actually, let's just switch over to the junk walls. Let's put this guy here. That, I think. We'll fill in that gap later. We gotta aim this anyway. Oof! And I had that backwards. Dum-dum. We're almost there, too. Oops. Too far over. There we go. Alright. And we'll use this guy here. That's the other thing, too, is you're gonna have to, like, stagger these bad boys. I might throw some junk in under there in order to make this work. So now, we're going to end up with a little uneven section here. We're going to do the best that we can to try and fill this in without going too nuts, you know. I know I'm going to be overlapping, but again, you can use the matte glitch in order to do that kind of stuff. Oof, you're way off. Let's take this guy. Put in there. That's better. Alright, so we got a little bit of a gap there, but that's fine, because we're also going to put probably some security towers, one there and one there, along with like turrets and stuff as we zip along. No big deal. Alright, we've got a border. Go ahead and save. Okay. Now, let's fill in some of these gaps real quick. Let's go into the barn. Let's get one of these half walls again. There we go. So, now that you've seen how you can normally glitch these things in place, I'm not going to waste all my time doing that, just so we can move this along much quicker and keep things flowing nicely. Stick this guy in here in the same sense. And that one there. Ooh, see? That's not going to let me place that there because of that corner, which is weird because those placed fine. Let's see what happens if I do this. I do that? Oh, I can't, but you know what? I can. I can. This is one of the few little cheats I'm going to do just simply to make things work, so my apologies if I upset anybody. But again, there you go. Now this is how you built an entire wall around your settlement using walls and junk walls, etc., etc. So now we're just going to continue filling in some of these spots. Let's see what else we got. Perfect. That fills in like that. That zipped in there perfectly. Thank you very much. No, we're not going to do glass. Might look cool, but it's not really going to give you much protection against the bad dudes. And we'll just throw a bunch of these up. Maybe, you know what, we'll come around this way too. And let's see, how low are we here? There, not so bad. Here, we can continue this on. Gotta keep mixing things up. Perfect. We're here at our junk fence. How's that looking? Height-wise. Again, we're putting a tower here, so that's not too big of a deal, so that's fine. We'll just leave that as is. We do have to do something about this section, though. So, once again, I'm just going to kind of throw this in here. Oh, I can't. It's so weird that it actually let me put that first one in there, but not the second one. That's so strange. Why that is, I don't know. But the fact that the first one went in there, I'm going to allow it. Okay. There, see, now that one worked perfectly fine. So, let's go back into here. If you're wondering why I keep using these, because these are the ones that give me these half walls. I don't think there's anything else that actually has them. How are we doing height-wise? Actually, you know what? We got to here to continue. Oh, I could have just used that as my go-to. Yeah, I wanted to do that just so it looks off. I want it to look off because I want it to seem more like hodgepodged together. And oh, actually no, that looks terrible. Okay, never mind. I don't want it that bad. Whereas this here actually makes it kind of look like, oh, we're on a funky angle. All right, maybe we'll do that. No, that's still. Man, I really got off my angle. Hang on a second. We're just going to kind of do that. Just to make this look, whoops, a little better. Oh, I think I turned that off. There we go. Okay. That's fine. I could deal with that. Alright. There we go. Let me see if I have any more gaps. I think there's some down in here. Not 100% worried about those. We'll just fill these in just so they look good. I mean, there's nothing that's ever going to sneak under those other than maybe a rabid squirrel or something, so it's not that big a deal. But at the same time, it makes it look a little better. Let's see. Holy potatoes. Not even close. Let's fix that real quick. Get that lined up. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, there we go. Now, how's our height-wise here? Let's zip on down. Plop. Oh no, that's perfectly fine. You got a little bit of a gap there, so somebody can give it a little peep show, but who cares? Cool. Alright. You're open for business. Nice. Alright, let's do a quick save, and then I'm gonna get something else started that we will pick up on the next episode. But I want to get this going just so I can give you guys a little bit of a cliffhanger. So we're leaving this. We're just going to add on to it to make it look really, really cool. So let's start with some floor section of some sort. Let's check one of these guys. So of course this is not going to snap to what's already here, unfortunately. Let's just kind of throw this in place for the moment. See if this is going to work the way I want it to. Because I've had this idea in my head since I first picked this site, and I want to see if I can actually make this work. Might want a smaller floor now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, alright, so let's trade out floors here. And see, we got oh yeah, these. I don't remember if these are vanilla or not. I believe so. If they are, let me know and I will use them. If not, I will take them out because I can use something else. So I'll leave that up to you folks to let me know. 'Cause again, it's been so long since I've built on vanilla that I really don't remember what's what. So for now, I'm just going to kind of put them in place. And I know that guy, I think, pretty much is. The rest, I'm not 100% sure. But I wanted to do this. I wanted to build this little cool bridge because we got this little section here that just looked really, really cool. And then we're going to stick a shack or something up here so these guys are all connected. I think that's what I want to do, though. Now that I'm looking at it, there's our entry where we're going to come in this way. We don't really necessarily want to block off the whole rest of the settlement now, do we? That's a shame, because I really wanted to use the bridge here. I mean, I could make the main walkway head over that way. We could just put some stairs to get up and over. Like so. Just seems kind of annoying. I don't know. We'll have to think about that one. So yes, please let me know if these are vanilla other than this guy. I believe that one is. The rest I don't remember. I'm trying to use as little vanilla or as little modded stuff as possible, just so we can do as much of a mod-free build as we possibly can. So yeah, at some point here, there's going to be some sort of shack. Oh, there's my character there. Yep. Bald dude wearing some Adam Cats stuff. Looks just like me. So yeah, this is going to be essentially some sort of house or shack of some sort. Yeah, that works. I don't like doing perfect squares and rectangles. I always like sticking out a little section like that just because it looks more natural. Looks more fun, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, we might have to change this over. Maybe. Can build this up and then have a little set of stairs that comes down. Let's see, can we plop fit under this? Oh yeah, alright. It's settled. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna put a little section of stairs coming down this here. So let's go ahead and do something like that. And then, oh geez, this thing's long. I didn't think it was that long. So we'll put like a little small stairwell or something like that. Just because it looks cool, you know? For no other reason other than that. And then, of course, we'll have another set of stairs coming down over here. See, yeah, I thought it was a little guy like that. We'll just stick that there and get rid of this guy. We'll just stick him over here for now. Maybe we can use it for something later. Yeah, we'll have to line this up a little better. But yeah, there's the basic idea of something I want to do, and then we'll see if we can find some way to put some posts or something here to give us a little support. Or, we do have the bridge section here, which I think might be vanilla. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out as we zip along, folks. But yeah, we'll get some railings up in here. And we'll match all this up so that it's a little better. So right now, that's just kind of enticing you all for what's to come. And there we go. Which is why I don't know why I'm continuing to build, but whatever. Sweet. Alright, there we go. There's the start of our vanilla-ish, no mods-ish build. Got ourselves a little cool bridge here. Got ourselves a wall. We are zipping along. Nice. Alright, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all next time. Until then, don't get irradiated.